Welcome to the 2008 National Guard Freedom Cup here at Bryant Stadium in Lakeland, Florida. This is John Broker, joined by Chip Biggers for this exciting matchup here in Lakeland, Florida. How are we tonight, Chip?
Fantastic, John. We've just enjoyed one great match with the U17 team playing the U18 team, and it was tremendous. Fought all the way through. We saw some of the top talent this country has to offer. The seeds of the U.S. Eagle team to come in the next 5 to 10 years. And now we're going to cap it off with a U20 game between U.S. and Canada.
This should be an exciting match, this Freedom Cup matchup between these two countries. A lot of these players playing for their places in June's Junior World Championship in Wales, where all the under-20 nations get together. U.S. qualified for this. After a great showing last year in the under-19s, they switched it to the under-20s. They're going to be playing Samoa, Scotland, and South Africa down there. No easy task, but these boys are playing for some serious spots right here. Lots of exciting players coming in on this team. USA number 10, Hamish Roberts out of Texas A&M, gets set to get the game underway. And should be pretty exciting as Scotty Lavala is going to captain, wearing number 4 here for the U.S. Should be an exciting day of rugby we got going on here as the referee gets this Freedom Cup match underway, and a low kick is knocked on by a Canadian player straight away. 1 second in, Chip Biggers, and we got a scrum.
You know, this is the first 20 minutes of the match, John. It's important that, you hear me go over and over again. It's a time period. You got 80 minutes to play where people are going to set their dominance with the other player. It's a head-to-head time to see who's going to be the more aggressive person. So watch this scrum and see how it works.
Sean Tracy here to put the ball in. Sean Tracy, born in Rhode Island, raised in Dublin. So he's certainly a good addition to this team.
We've talked about this before. On the engage, please. Crouch! Touch! Pause! Engage!
And down again we go as the referee's going to have a bit of a tough day here. This National Guard Freedom Cup. You see the boys sitting down in the early days trying to get some superiority here.
U20 match for developing talent in the future. They're going to be super safe with these scrums and make sure that nobody gets hurt.
Mauro Perazzolo for Canada, certainly a talented young player. I believe he was part of the World Cup squad. Now he's here in the U20s, along with their fly-half, Nathan Hirayama. Certainly some talented boys there on both sides. We're seeing some future stars here in Lakeland, Florida. And here they come, big number 3, Sean Pittman.
Canada's definitely aggressive here early on, wanting to set the dominance, want to let both teams know that they're going to be very physical this entire match. And
shouldn't have to say it, but in white is the USA and in red is Canada. If anybody's wondering, on the right hand side of your screen is this U.S. team as early injury here.
Okay. Red 5, and it's going to be on the mark. Right here where you are.
And it is
Captain! Red
6,
captain!
Liam Murphy.
5 red, please.
As Hirayama comes over.
5 red captain.
Calling over Alex Hull.
Okay, we've got a report from the touch judge about a punch. Okay. It's too early on the game to start this stuff. Play rugby, okay, it's no yellow card, but I'm going to be looking real closely now at this type of behavior, so we want to get rid of it now. We're going to have a penalty here against 5 for the punch, okay? Back 10, please.
Hull 6'6", 220. Can't hide him from much there, throwing punches, Chip.
There's some big boys out there, John.
Roberts, the Texas A&M standout, comes out. And we continue on here. Off to a bit of a slow start here, Chip. As Hamish Roberts actually going to go for points here. Try to move this U.S. team ahead early on. Game underway here at Bryant Stadium, home of the Dreadnoughts, 2005, 2006 state champions in football. We were talking to somebody earlier who told us about 11 of their seniors got picked up for the Gators, having this 2006 squad. Pretty impressive legacy here, Chip.
Tremendous football powerhouse. It speaks to something about this part of the state. They're a great host to us. It's been a lot of fun down in this part of Lakeland, Florida.
It certainly has. As Roberts lines up his kick. Roberts pushes it. And he's good. It is 3-0 for the USA. A good early start here for these boys. As Hamish Roberts puts him up ahead. Referee Gavin Curtis for this match with touch judges Toomey and Florence. Gavin Curtis certainly making his presence known early as the USA takes a 3-0 lead.
Hold it. Hold the ball. You're in. Blood sub. 24. Okay.
As a blood sub comes in here. I think it'll be Liam Murphy that's going off.
Time back in.
As Hirayama gets ready to get things going again. And puts a long ball down. Rolls in a touch. Interesting movement there from Hirayama.
Nice play for touch. Good position for the Canadian team.
Off the kickoff. Some football lines in this field today. Might have been some slight confusion with these U.S. boys. Got to be looking at the orange lines.
You know, I was talking to some people from the first match, and they were having trouble with the lines, specifically the fact that it's kind of worn out on the sidelines. So it's tough to pick up for a lot of these
Don't make me
players.
talk about it again. Scrum half. We have a scrum half. 22 is, yeah, right there.
And ball up to the middle of the line out.
No hands!
USA comes down with it. Referee Curtis. Lets him know as Tracy puts a ball in a touch right at halfway. Just inside the U.S. half, it'll be Canada under 20 ball here in Lakeland.
For those people watching at home, John and I talk about this a lot, and the fact that these guys are select side players, and you notice when he goes for touch, he makes touch. He doesn't leave the team vulnerable to a counterattack.
Good little line out there from Canada, but effective as Hirayama gets an attacking ball for the first time this game and moves it quickly out wide to his inside center, Evans. And Evans can't do anything with it as we're going to come back for scrum to the U.S. Bit slow starting here, Chip. These teams feeling each other out.
You know, it's that first 20-minute time period, John, when you're up against that other man on the other team. What you want to do is set some sort of a dominance as opposed to, you know, giving him the opinion that you might be weak. You're going to set that dominance at this point in time in the match. And that's exactly what you're saying. They're feeling each other out.
Pause, engage.
Ball goes down against the U.S., and it's going to be a Canadian penalty.
Dropping the line and in.
Number 8, Taylor Mokate, didn't want to let go of it.
Okay, the prop lost his bind and went in. Both. Okay? Unbinding and down.
John, they're having a lot of problems setting a scrum. They continue to go down. It's a dangerous play. What the ref's trying to do now is find the reason for that. And he's saying that the props on the U.S. side are not binding properly or releasing their bind after they come together. And that's what's causing the scrum to collapse. Hopefully, by correcting this, we won't have that problem anymore because, as you know, that's a very dangerous play.
And Hirayama, World Cup veteran, this young man, Nathan Hirayama, father also played for Canada at fly half, steps up to try to even the scores here. Bit of a long kick for him.
Be nice to watch him kick this ball. Let's see how he gets it off.
Hirayama has the distance, and it's wide. U.S. still up 3-0 here in this National Guard Freedom Cup match here at Bryant Stadium.
Right there. Don't cross when you jump,
Good
please.
try. Had plenty of distance. Just one off to the left.
Here's a 22.
After a tremendous curtain raiser between these 17s and the 18s, it's interesting to see this game start a little slowly. A little more experienced players not having a run right out of the gates. As Roberts puts up a long one.
You know, like we pointed out earlier, the game earlier, people are trying to show their skill sets and get selected. This is a national pride match that we're talking about here, John.
Buckley there for Canada.
Rock!
Gets caught by some American defenders.
Push.
And again, Hirayama with an attacking position as they quickly move the ball nearly through a gap is the fullback Jones, excuse me.
Hands! Back!
And now Hirayama again has a couple of runners. Gets it off to his number
Rock,
8,
no hands,
Good.
21.
Decent to Good.
Away!
As the U.S.
No
may
hands,
turn it
away,
over
Red.
here.
Away,
A
Red.
replay by one of their
Wait,
players in
don't
defense.
step on him.
And Tracy now, no one to pass to, but moves the ball out to 11, Zach Test.
One sec. Did he step in touch here? Forward pass here. Yeah.
Curtis going to come
Okay,
back for the
we're gonna
forward
have a
pass.
forward pass here. First for the scrum. No touch.
Get a good close look at these two-pack setting down here as Canada's going to have the ball in.
Watch them come together,
McKenzie.
John. This is going to be a great picture.
Touch. Pause. Engage. Get it up. There you go. Stay bound. It's
US
out.
gets a bit of a
That's
squeeze
fine.
on there, and that ball is
Release
out.
it,
It's
Rock.
in Good's
No hands. Back up
on
24.
number 8.
Back up.
And away it goes to Hirayama again. Dangerous Canadian backline trying to get moving.
No
Big
tackle.
collisions early in this game.
Rock, release it.
As Aaron
No, 5 out.
Ducoin
5 out.
makes the big hit there.
3. Advantage,
A
5
lot
and 3
of contest
from the side.
around this
Advantage.
breakdown,
5
but it
and
looks
3
like the
from
U.S.
side.
is coming in from
Penalty.
the side. And Canada has a free shot here. The referee
5 and
Curtis
3 from the side.
penalizes
Go.
the U.S. Off they go
Good.
with McKenzie taking a quick one. McKenzie moves it off to his Keegan Selby.
Release it, Rock.
Number 7.
Away. It's out.
And Hirayama again moves it wide. Canada on the attack. Little chip there from their inside center. That was Evans.
Rock.
Hamish
Not
Roberts
from the side.
caught up. Tracy now looking for some runners. Finds Nate Ebner, the Ohio State standout. Moves back to Jones, the Canadian fullback, moves it across field. Hirayama under pressure, gets it away. And it'll be a U.S. lineout inside their own half. Good clearance there from Hirayama.
Play on.
When the U.S. has a nice scrum like that, they made a really great play. Unfortunately, they lost it and loose, and all their effort was for naught.
No advantage.
And a little bit of a messy play on a quick restart there for the U.S. as Mile Pulu moves it across and doesn't quite go. We're going to have a scrum here for the U.S. off a Canadian knock-on.
Let's watch the scrum come together again, John. That was good. What the ref saw obviously worked. They stayed up. They didn't collapse. And the U.S. dominated that first scrum. So let's see how it works again for them right here.
No, magic ball, magic ball.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Tracy again.
Stay bound. Stay
Okate has
bound.
the ball at his
There it is. Release it,
his
7.
feet.
Release it, 7.
The U.S. seems to have turned it over here at scrum
Offside.
time.
Wait. Leave him. Leave the scrum half. Back up. You're good.
And off it goes into Hirayama's hands again. And they're trying to move it wide. They're looking for a winger out there. And he gets taken down, does number 11, Buckley.
Rock.
The U.S. piles back in.
No hands. Back. Wait. On the end. Back up.
And lots of counter-rucking going on here, Chip, as these teams are competing around this breakdown early on.
Don't come from the side.
Watch the
Don't come from
Canadian
side.
back line come
Away
up.
now,
They were very
tackler.
disciplined early
Don't
on,
pull it.
burst on the ball with pace.
Don't
That
pull it
last
there.
time, they got caught flat-footed, and the play didn't go anywhere.
And referee Curtis,
Ah,
shrill blow the whistle.
mark
Might
if
want to
you
have
want
a
it.
chat with somebody.
Back away, please. Away. It's just pulling out of the ruck. Okay, you got a man pulling him out of the ruck. Let's not have that. I warned you.
That was Kevin Erskine having a chat with the referee, but referee Curtis letting him know what he wants.
That was a great point for people watching at home. Notice he got the penalty to the U.S. team for pulling him out of the ruck. Too often I see Division II, Division I rugby where somebody gets lazy, doesn't want to ruck, and starts pulling people out. They don't realize it's a penalty. The ref can call that, and he did right there. It could cost the U.S. 3 points.
U.S. bringing back out a blood sub here. That's Hirayama again. Tries to
22 right
move off
here.
the scores. Does not, and it is still USA under 20s 3, Canada under 20 0.
Behind the kicker. Behind the
National
kicker.
Guard Freedom Cup match. Brought to you by the USA Rugby
Don't cross the line,
Networks.
please, Red.
Live in USA and Canada. Roberts puts up a long one again with the head of Buckley. Buckley to Hirayama. Hirayama moves it across. Ball now into the hands of inside
Away!
center Evans. Almost gets corralled there as the Canadians on the attack inside their own half.
Away, tackle 3. Leave it 3. Wide 3.
As Pittman gets shot for his troubles
Away,
there.
please.
U.S. trying to put on some pressure as Zach Test now takes a hard
Wait,
hit.
tackler. Rock. Wait.
Both these teams
Wait.
looking for quick turnovers. Now Roberts. Low driving kick towards Hirayama. Inside the Canadian 22. Does find his touch. Deep in their zone. The U.S. teams move down there.
Would you see that ruck? That was beautiful. Somebody got lined up and just blown off. But that's demonstrative of how Canada's playing a rucking game. Quite honestly, they're winning the rucking game right now, the loose play. But their back line's hurting them. You know, not that I say they're not taking it on pace. The guy catches the ball running backwards.
Well, they've had a few miscues trying to move the ball out wide there. As Canada comes down at the front of the lineup.
7 wide, 3 wide out.
Number 8 to
6
good.
wide out. Keep it up. 2 wide out. Get out 2 wide.
You can hear the referee once again yelling at the U.S. forwards for their infringements of coming in from the side.
From the side. Not from the side.
Referee trying to keep this organized here as Hirayama now playing the territory game. Moves it down to about the 40-meter line of the Canada team.
U.S. winning right now 3-0.
White captain.
And it's not a, let's listen into this. This might have something to do with what I'm about to say.
Time stopped. We're going to have a lineup. White captain, I need to talk to you. Too many of your players are fringing from the side. I penalized once, and over here I'm having to talk to them. I don't want to talk anymore about any of these guys coming from the side. Please have a chat with them real quick. Real quick.
Now what he needs to tell his team is, listen, man up.
There's going to be
What's happening is they're getting blown off the rucks, coming through the gate, which for the people at home is the center of the ruck. And because of that, they're trying to skirt around, take the easy way in, and come in from the sides. He's going to call it that way. The coach for the U.S. team needs to address this and address it immediately because it's going to mean a long day for the pack for the U.S. team.
It does. The U.S. comes down with it there through the captain, Lavala. Roberts takes a hard hit, but is able to get it off to his outside center, Hulu. And Canada, again in that ruck, takes it away. And Hirayama now finds his outside center, who's looking for some space, but can't do so, is Schultz. McKenzie again to Hirayama. Hirayama finds his way through the line. Hirayama, a very talented player, moves it out wide. And Canadian runner skirting back in.
Release it!
Lots of hard hitting going on in these rucks, Chip. This is a physical game going on. We went from trying to feel each other out to trying to beat each other up.
Canada's owning it right now, to be honest with you, John.
And here we go, ball back to the U.S., but another go, nearly a gap found there that time. It's Jack Tracy. And we've got an advantage here to the U.S. as Roberts pounds one down, but we're going to come back for Gavin Curtis. Call him in. Getting physical here, Chip.
Gotcha. You know, Chip Bigger's kiss of death comes in again. The minute I say Canada's rucking great, U.S. brings in 2 great rucks. Canadian team gets caught a little off guard, and they get a penalty for laying on top of the ball, not allowing it to come out. Now, this is what we need. They have to dig down deep and continue to ruck. And not only that, John, ruck low, picking the other team up as they're coming into the ruck for people listening at home.
And there is not a great kick from Hamish Roberts. Would have wanted more than that. Hirayama considers his options and rips one down towards Ebner. Ebner, a great runner. Let's see what he decides to do with it. Considering his options, and nearly gets one of his teammates killed for the trouble.
First knock by White, second by Red.
Now that's the second time. I wasn't sure the first time because they kind of stayed in position. Both the wingers stayed in position, the fullback, when he caught the ball relatively, but I'm not sure they're talking to each other. That time, it looked like they weren't in position relative to him at all, and they couldn't really counter because of it. And almost got a hospital pass to one of his players right there.
Crouch, touch, pause, engage.
And ball to back here from McKenzie. McKenzie to Hirayama. See what Hirayama decides to do this time. Gets it off to his outside center, gets his center partner involved, and off goes number 11, Kyle Buckley. And Kyle Buckley touches down the first try of the day as Canada under 20s go up 5-3 here at the National Guard Freedom Cup.
It's a great match. Canada's finally able to get the dessert from all the work they've been doing through the rucking game. Unfortunately or fortunately, I think that's changing, and the U.S. is starting to play a little more physical. They got caught off guard on that one because of the bad play. That was actually a result of a not-so-hot play from the wingers talking to the fullback from the U.S. side. So it really wasn't related to the ruck. But this is going to be a good game. We got a lot more to play, and hope you enjoy it watching at home.
Yeah, and as we watch Hirayama line this up, Polk County Sports Marketing, a great partner in this event. I wanted to thank several players as he hits it, does Hirayama. And it is now 7-3. Now 7-3 to Canada. Off that Hirayama kick. Polk County would like to thank Sunsplash Vacation Homes, The Ledger, Polk County's best source for news, Harry's Seafood Bar and Grill. We'll get back to more in a few minutes as the U.S. through Roberts gets his game started again.
Away 4.
And Hirayama now pushing it down with that strong boot of his. DuCoin gets it to Ebner. Ebner that time pushes it through for his winger to run onto, but number 11, Zach Test, can't quite get it done.
I just saw the sign.
Knocked down there by the U.S. by Test trying to run onto that.
All good. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
And they come together as McKenzie gets it in with Sean Tracy breathing down his neck.
There you go.
Hirayama now moves it wide onto his fullback. Fullback Jones moves it on to the wing.
Release it.
Hauled
Release
down
it.
at midfield. And this time, Canadian player not releasing as the tempers start to fray.
No, I got you. Hey, everybody.
Great rivalry here, Chip. Sometimes these teams, these kids get a little over anxious in these moments.
It's fun to watch them. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of national pride.
Absolutely. Coach Salty Thompson and Michael Engelbrecht,
The mark's,
the assistant
there.
coach for the U.S., having a look over this.
No, inside the 5-meter channel there, please.
And Roberts moves it forward. Doesn't gain too much ground, but the U.S. will have an attack off a line out here. Captain Scotty Lavala. Scotty Lavala offered a scholarship at the University of Oregon, turned it down for football. Decided to go to Trinity College in Dublin and play rugby. And there he has the ball to Murphy.
Rock away, tackler!
A lot longer lifespan playing rugby than it is playing football, John.
Some people find it hard to believe, but it's true. As Pulu now moves it off to DuCoin, and here goes DuCoin on the run. DuCoin finds his partner at the wing, number 11, who offloads right into a Canadian hand there. And ball and touch. Some great enterprise there by the U.S. boys. Unfortunate turning it over.
Unfortunate they turned it over, but the bright side is, and you can see at the end of that play how they rucked and came in and supported to try to win that ball. They're a lot more aggressive in the loose play now, and that's going to turn into points for the U.S. team if they continue to perform well.
And up goes the U.S. team. Roberts back to Murphy. Murphy looking for some space in the midfield. Can't find it. Straight in front of the post.
No hands, red.
And here they go through Tracy to Roberts. Roberts off sides of the Canadians. He didn't have any room to run.
Advantage 10 red offside.
The U.S. may want to keep running here as Mokate has a defender coming onto him strong. But we may come back for the advantage. Nothing doing for the U.S.
U.S. was lucky on that one. That could have been a long way the wrong way. They need to look before they throw that ball. Good play, though. They're playing a lot more aggressive. But that was a very dangerous play, dangerous throw. Good rugby player knows when to go to the ground with it, John, and depending on his other teammates to hold the rope and help him out.
Absolutely, as Roberts now is going to line up, try to push the team back ahead. Roberts at Texas A&M, staying out, getting his rhythm down here. Much like a golfer, these boys.